Good morning, Urban Enviro Policy students. I am now in Kansas City. It's about 8:30 in the morning on Monday, and I just wanted to go through our little routine because I noticed this morning when I went to Gradebook that many of you had not figured out what I meant when I said we're going to be doing some overlapping work. I thought I would work to explain this to you in person, or at least not by writing. This isn't exactly in person, but it's a lot closer than sending you an email, because a lot of times what you try to get across in writing doesn't necessarily come across the way you want it to. So after you watch this video, if you have any questions at all about what my expectations are, or what you should be doing, feel free to email me or text me. And if you'd like to have a personal phone call, please just let me know, and we can set a time for that. Okay, so what is it that you are supposed to do that most of you did not do? There are 3 people in this class that this does not apply to. I won't name them, but you know who you are. So last week, you were not only supposed to make your first posts, which were due Thursday, and also come back and post responses, substantive responses, by this morning at 8 a.m., but you were also supposed to make your first posts for topic 2 by this morning at 8 a.m. And that's what I mean by overlapping units and work. In a normal semester, we would make our first posts by Thursday, and then we would make our responses by Monday, and then for the next unit, we would go on Thursday again, and responses by the following Monday, and so on and so forth. But because it's summer and we are cramming twice as much, well, the same amount of stuff into half as much time, you literally have to overlap these. So for the first unit, you were to make your first post by Thursday, and then come back and participate in the discussion with your fellow classmates by this morning at 8 a.m. But simultaneously, you had to read the stuff for topic 2 and make your first posts. In other words, answer the questions that I asked for topic 2 by this morning at 8 a.m. In other words, it's like you're sort of halfway through your first topic when you start your second topic, okay? So this was last Monday. This was last Monday where you started. This is Thursday where you answer your questions. This is this morning where you participated in the discussion. Now, at that same place, this is hard, I need a third hand. At that same place, Thursday, where you were supposed to post your first answers to the questions for topic 1, between that Thursday and Monday, while you were making your responsive comments, you also had to be reading your readings and answering the questions for topic 2. So sorry about this hand thing. It probably doesn't make any sense from where you are. But at any rate, point being, this morning, not only should you have finished your responsive posts, but you should have read and answered the questions to topic 2 on the discussion board in the topic 2 area. I know this is our very first week to see if this happened, and it didn't, so I'm going to give you guys all a little extra dispensation. I'm going to give you a mulligan, a do-over, whatever you want to call it, but I need for you to have posted the answers to topic 2 by tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. This morning, I am going to go ahead and grade topic 1. If you did not answer the questions by this morning, which a couple of you didn't, you're going to see that, and there will be a comment on your grade book as to what happened. Also, remember, you need to not just make 1 response, but a minimum of 3 responses. This is a discussion, and your responses need to be substantive. And by that, as I've explained before, you need to take what someone else said and build on it, add to it, so that our thinking goes more deeply. Something like, oh, I really like that. That was such a great thing you said. That doesn't count. It has to be, I noticed that you said XYZ. When I think about XYZ, it makes me think back to such and such a time when in Kansas City they blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're basically helping think about more deeply. Or if you really can't think of anything, here are a couple of other things you can do. You can Google the topic and see if you can come up with something to add externally, or you can ask a substantive question that would draw people out. Don't rely on asking questions all the time, because even though it's a really good function and it's good for you to do it a little bit, it will not demonstrate to me that you're thinking about the topic. It will just demonstrate to me that you can't think of anything. So, all right, again, if you have questions, please feel free to ask them. Oh, and let me remind you to use the subscribe function so that when people post, you have a notice of it. It does kind of mess up your email box, but if you think about it, if you're a person that has trouble remembering to come back, you're going to lose a lot of points, because those responsive posts that you need to provide, those minimum of 3 responsive posts, are all worth points. And if, for example, like some of you, you only responded with 1 responsive post, or you only responded with 2 responsive posts, you're going to find that you're missing points for that. So it's summer. You need to work faster, you need to get on the ball a little bit. I'm sorry about that, but you're the one who signed up for summer, and I'm just doing the best I can to give you some tips and some information to help you be successful this summer. The subject matter is pretty cool, and I find that students really like this class, but they first have to overcome the barrier of learning to work faster, or to work 2 things at once, for example. You can do it. You can do it. Many, many summer students before you have done it. Let's just get with the program. Have a great day, a great week, and get a hold of me if you need me.